Hey guys, Loman02, currently recording a 100-card singleton tournament, the Chainsaw Massacre. I'll be playing with Esper Miracles today. Really, it's Azorius Miracles. I'll pull up the deck real fast for your quick review. A couple changes to it. I did put Force of Will in and cut Exclude. Exclude had not really been measuring up for me, and I kind of wanted to have some more insurance against combo. Sideboard's changed. I don't normally like to do this, i.e. put in a maybe board, but I want to try Chromium out. In the control mirror, I think Chromium's fine, and I just want to try the card out. So I did that. Also took out one Dread of Night, because I figure White Weenie's probably going to start dying off. Rest in Peace in here last time. I brought in a lot more Graveyard Hate to fight against the Loam decks, possibly Reanimator, Stony Silence. I really wanted to bolster the power of Enlightened Tutor, so you look at Enlightened Tutor, like, it really, what's it going to get in this deck right now? Nothing really that backbreaking, but when you start looking at the sideboard, you can get some very backbreaking things, like, Stony Silence against, like, Wildfire decks I've been playing this last week, Rest in Peace against Reanimator or Loam. Obviously, Rest in Peace is not something I really want main deck in this deck because this deck tends to like to use its graveyard. It's got Mystical Teaching, it's got a bunch of Delve spells, it's got Snapcaster, no Torrent Gearhulk, but, it typically does not want to get rid of its stuff. It can also sideboard into... Oh, actually, I took it out. I took out the Crucible of Worlds. But, yeah, I really want to power up the Enlightened Tutor. Right now, really all it's been getting is Vidalcan Shackles and or Search for His Kanta, and that's really it. Sometimes it gets Moat, but Vidalcan Shackles tends to be good enough, and it's a little faster to get down. So, right now we're waiting for our round one opponent, which is going to be ML Berlin, likely on White Weenie. He's been on that deck for quite some time. But while we're waiting for him, we'll go ahead and check out some of the games. So it looks like both players are on blue decks. Alright, Ristic Study. It's an interesting card. More of a commander card. Don't see it that often. In a blue mirror, it's going to be tough. Anyways, my match has started, so we'll go ahead and jump over to that. And wish ML Berlin luck and fun. This hand's probably not keepable, assuming we know what we're playing against. Yeah, it has Spell Snare. I mean, if it drew only lands and only Plains lands, oh. Yeah. So, I'm going to mulligan this. I'm on the draw, too. This is an easy mulligan. Alright, well, this hand's still pretty bad. I think I have to mulligan again. Alright, well, this is going to have to be what we keep. Keep. Hopefully it's a land on top. Yeah, this is a 40 land deck, so ideally it tends to get more lands than this. It's going directly to the bottom. And go. We very easily lose this. I mean, if we get a moat down, we can probably lock it up, but if he just goes 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, we'll probably lose. Alright, Mother of Runes. That's not really a big deal for this deck. Okay, well, I don't really want to fetch right now, so we're just going to F6 it here. Now, if we can get the Surge down, I think we can probably start pulling ahead. Mother of Runes is not really a great clock. Okay, another land. Okay, Dauntless Bodyguard. Assume it, naming the Mother of Runes? I guess it didn't name. Okay, yeah, name Mother of Runes. Okay. The attack with the Mother? No, he does not. Okay. Well, as much as I hate to have to go for a Tundra here to open myself up to Wasteland, I think I have to. Because, yeah. Oh, thanks, Soon. Alright, Brahmaz. Brahmaz is a clock. Alright, that's going to the graveyard right away. Alright, well, at a minimum, that is land. So if we can find an island, actually an island would be fine too, so we can Cryptic Command. Okie doke. Well, any land should be fine here. This is quite the beatdown, though. If we're real lucky, they'll attack with the Mother of Runes here, but I doubt they're going to do that. Okay. So we're probably dead next turn. If we don't hit a land here. Yeah, we're quite dead next turn, so land or bust, pretty much. No. Well, that was possibly the best draw on the deck. Yes, I would love to cast this card. Yep. So lucky. I mean, a land probably would have done it too, because we just get a moat down if we can find it. Yeah, the protection clause does not really matter here. This is a wrath, so it's going to be bye-bye to everyone. Okay. So now we're pretty much contending with whatever they hit off the top of their deck, I assume. Maybe we'll get to negate something, I don't know. Don't make a land drop, obviously, this turn, but that seems like it's well worth it. Okay. And go. I think I'm going to put that in my graveyard. I don't really need more mana. I need more just lands. Okay, well, this is a fine draw. So I think for now, we're just going to STP this dude and leave up negate. I could have saved that, I guess. Yeah, maybe it was smarter to save it just in case he has a flyer. Yeah, I probably should have saved it. That's actually probably wrong on my part. I don't really think I care about that. Yeah, I'm going to let that happen. No, I don't think I want to put that in my graveyard yet. I think I'm just going to leave up Cryptic Command here. I don't think I care about that either. Okay. Maybe I just bounce draw. That put me to 6 cards in graveyard. Just gonna bounce draw. I want him to replay that. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to ditch that. I am going to transform it. And play on a moat. Okay, aerial responder will be problematic. We've got a bit of time on that. Just gonna Wrath of God here, and then I'll just use either Search for His Kanto or negate. That is fine. That is fine. And that is fine. Play around Fragmentize in case he's holding a land drop to try to get a second main if we have 6. And now here's where we start pulling ahead. We're just going to find a threat, hopefully. Probably just find Impulse here. Yeah, I mean, Prohibit's also fine, but... Alright, we're just going to say go. I mean, I could possibly find a threat with Impulse, but I think I'd rather just leave up Counter Magic off of Search for His Kanto finds or Impulse finds. Logic Knot. Yep. We're just basically viciously looting our whole library. I mean, I think we're going to eventually find something. Or get Gideon Jura, or we could just get a Sphinx's Rev. Sphinx's Rev's probably good enough. Any order is fine. Land would actually be kind of what we want to draw. Perfect. And then just say go. This is going to be 6 cards. It's more than enough. Still going to leave up counter magic here. I don't think I need to go. Yeah, I'm going to actually perfectly 7 cards. Never mind, that's 6, 7. It's a... Okay, well, and there's our threat. So, probably just show this. And play Elsbeth out. Elsbeth is quite the beating. This is probably going to eventually win. So, make some things. Okay. And this is where obviously the Miracles deck pulls ahead. Now I got very lucky hitting the Terminus, I mean, but any mana source that was untapped probably would have been good enough too. Card's fine. Doesn't do anything. Can't attack. Doesn't have flying. So... suppose we open ourselves up to instant speed removal of enchantments here. I'll take the Teachings. Teachings is the most powerful card there. And, well, play out to this card, plus this thing. Can't draw with any of the cards I have in my hand, but can Teachings for Entreat. Yup. Alright, he's trying to waste my time. Go ahead. Okay. Any order. Entreat. Yep, we'll reveal this. Yep. Six should be enough. Yeah, go ahead. Just attack with everything. And that should be good enough. And negative 41. Seems good. Alright guys, so time for sideboarding. Well, Chromium's definitely not coming in. This will. What else do I like against white? We need Disenchant's not horrible against them. Come up is actually great. Timely Reinforcements is fine. I don't tend to like the bigger counters. Like Dismiss is a good card, but it's just kind of slow. Force of Will I probably don't need in this matchup. What else don't we need? Will. Path to Exile is a card I kind of loathe using. I'm going to take it out. I really don't like this card in this matchup. I think it's so bad. Two more things. Spell Pierce. I think it's good against Planeswalkers. That's about it, though. Teferi is kind of slow. Like, it may just not be the card we want. I mean, it is a very good card engine. I don't know, we gotta consider it. Basically, I want all the wrath effects I can get. Force Spike's not bad. Personal Tutor's kind of slow. Portent is a... I think we can cut Portent. Well, Portent does set us up pretty well. Ancestral Vision's very slow. I mean, it's a great card, draw card, but it's just we don't have time for that in this matchup. We really just need to be hitting our marks and like removing their board. Negate I still think is good enough. It's one more card. And what should it be? Condescend is awfully slow. Yeah, I think we just go this way, guys. And I'm going to go on a quick pause and use the restroom and be right back. Well, this hand is certainly interesting from the standpoint that it has Mystical Tutor to get Brainstorm to put Terminus back in. Is that worth it? I mean, if I find a white source with the Brainstorm, it's probably an auto win, right? I think I'm actually going to try this. I got the third game. I'm going to try this hand. This hand's interesting at a minimum. I am going to have to Mystical Tutor for Brainstorm, though. And I'm going to have to hope to hit a Plains of some sort. I could just get lucky and hit one in the first draw step. I don't think this hand's advisable. This hand's certainly debatable. Yeah. Well, there's a white land anyways. Well, I like this hand a lot better now. I do think he was justifiable. Like, we're going to have to find a Brainstorm to do this. We can even do it at instant speed if we wanted to use Complicate, which is, like, really techy and cool. Yep. I don't think I'm going to do it yet, though. There's not enough threats being posed. Okay, Caracas. Okay. Yep. If they play a third card here. I don't think I MT quite yet. Yeah, no, not yet. So what I may do is burn off a Swords to Plowshares here. You can save it, yep. Yep, take 3. Just gonna find Brainstorm, I think. Yep. And I think we're going to say go here. So we're taking 7 damage this turn. Okay. Possibly 8. Okay, so that's going to go up to 6. I'm just going to do this now. So cycling, pay 1 on it. I want to tap them out. Or they could just not pay for it. Yep. Yep. Okay. So the spirit will go up to a 4-2. Or you can pump this. Probably 4-2 plus 6. I'm taking 10 damage this turn. Yikes. It's a lot of beating. It's a lot of a beating, rather. Okay. So I'm taking 10. Okay. So going down to 3. Not a pleasant place to be, but we're not dead yet. And we will put this and then this on top. And obviously it's kind of painful to have to do that. Yep. Because the spirit is limiting me. Okay. And going ahead, we'll have an O-ring next turn. Ideally, they don't play like a planeswalker, but if they do, they do. Okay, Bygone Bishop. It's annoying. Okay, Sigiled Paladin. Sucks. Okay. Okay. So we'll see how this goes. Well, that's going to work. That'll do it. That is enough. And on to the next game. I think we're still boarded pretty well. It's possible we could have gone for something different there. What do I think of this hand? Well, this hand looks interesting. But personal tutor with personal tutor for. I guess get personal tutor for Terminus. This is probably a keeper. I mean, it's got 2 lands. It's got a Wrath. It's got a Merchant Scroll. It's got a lot of tutor effects. Just play out the Engineered Explosives for 1. Really just want to find lands here. I think we're just going to a Merchant Scroll here for something, some way to draw cards, probably. What do we want here? Probably just Impulse is probably actually correct. Let's just get an Impulse and say go. So we're going to be wanting to find lands here. Alright, 1 drop. I'm just going to find land, I think. Yep, any order. Okay. Yep. Do we want to take 5 here? Yeah, I think we can afford to get a little deeper in the deck. Okay. Well, we're going to take a little more than that. Take 7 down to 10, but 10's a pretty decent life total, I think, to stabilize that. I think it's worth it. You're going to hit us here, so that happens. You can always personal tutor for a Terminus if you really, really need to. Alright, well, we'll see what we get here. Just lands or spells? Is that what we're going to do? Okay. I take the bigger pile. Alright, get Wrathed. And I think I'm just going to go for a Sphinx's Rev here. I mean, it's going to be a smaller Sphinx's Rev, but I think it's worth it. Or it could just be a few angels. A few angels probably wouldn't be bad. You know, we'll just do a treat. Say go. I guess I can blow up one of my white sources. That's really bad for me. No, they're generally not miracles. They're generally set up. But it certainly wasn't game one. It is a crap matchup. You run into those, man. Okay. His own angel. Just make 12 power of angels. Play the card he knows about and say go. Force him to block here. I mean, he doesn't have to block here, I suppose. Play this gentleman out and say go. And now if we just activate the Celestial Colony, we should probably win if they're going to use Sealed Away here and they don't have more lands. Well, alrighty. Well, we didn't really tutor the first game either. Alrighty, so we take this one down to a 1. And it looks like Bandit Keith and Dr. Pringles are done as well. And Dr. Pringles a 1. Alright, we're on to round 2. Oh, thanks, Soon. And let's go ahead and And who did Rob Zadar face in round 1? A rookie, okay. Well, we'll see how we do. My assumption is Rob is playing White Weenie or Fish, so we'll see how that ends up faring for us. And quick pause, guys, until the game is... Alright, guys, we are live. I think this hand is possibly worth keeping. I mean, it just depends on what he's on. If he's on White Weenie, I'm probably going to lose, but I'm going to keep this, I think. This hand's risky, though. Alright, Mist Caller. That's a Reanimator stopper. Alright, well, opponent's a little land light. Yeah, Reanimator can be tough. Okay. Well, that's actually really good against the hand I have right now. Or it's not very good against the hand I have right now, rather. Nope. Just gonna wait. I want them to deploy their hand out. Okay. Yeah, we're not fetching here, I think. And Prohibit. No, it's not a bad one. I think we can take a beat down for a little bit here. They're not really expanding their board, which is smart. I think we'll continue taking a beat down here, so let's just keep on passing it. Go ahead and limit them a bit on mana here. Okie doke. Alright, go ahead. Take a land. I think that's 100% fine. Could have gotten an underground C there. And I think we're going to get, this is only a sorcery card, so we'll probably get Treasure Cruise, yep. Alright, we're just going to wait. Are we? Yeah, we're going to wait. Guess we could have gotten Entreat as well, but the likelihood they have a counterspell in 6 cards is pretty high. Alright. We'll attempt to do this now. Probably get countered. Alright, and go. Obviously, the Vidalcan Shackles does stop the Celestial Colonnade. Gush. Feeling a gush coming on here. No, Merfolk Sovereign. I think I'm going to say okay to that. Take a little bit of damage here, yep. Okay. It's a very good pickup because it allows me to leave up double counterspell while casting the Wrath of God here. So Wrath. Alright, negate. And your go at it. Prohibit does get the Lords as well. What would he cast with this? Nothing. Can redraw that. Go ahead. Daze. Alright, yep, Daze gets me. Now, if he has a sword, we just lose the game. Alright, he's going to go for more cards on the board. We're dead next turn, so... Nope, this isn't going to work, huh? I have a free way to draw a card. No, unfortunately I do not. Well, I guess we have to concede here. Well, let's see what we can do. Let's go ahead and Mystical Teachings. I think he played this kind of dangerously, but it worked out for him pretty well. Yeah, I don't think I can do it, because I would get Brainstorm and then Mystical Tutor. If I had one more land, I could Terminus them. But Brainstorm's gone, is it not? Did we already use the Brainstorm? Yeah, we did. So we wouldn't even be able to do that. I think that is game. We could opt. Opt would work too. Alright, that is game. Alright, so we're going to concede there. What do we want in this matchup? T-Del is probably fine. Dispel is probably fine. Disenchant, maybe. Comeuppance, I think, is fine. I think it's probably better than, like, what? Wrath of God? Maybe. Possibly better than Dismiss. Dismiss is kind of slow and clunky. Timely Reinforcements is not a bad one. That is something we could have gotten there. Rest in Peace, no. Chromium in this matchup. Chromium's fine. It's just a way to win, though. Maybe we want him. I don't know. Like, Chromium, it does have Flash. We can get it with Mystical Teachings. Could try it out in this matchup. I mean, I don't think so, though. What else do we want to cut from this? Vedalken Shackles is probably fine. What else do we cut? Architect, no, I don't know about that. Possibly Teferi. Teferi's still okay, though, I think. Yeah, we can probably nugget Teferi out of there. Streamline the deck a little bit. We're going to be on our play this time. What else don't I like? I mean, we probably don't need Engineered Explosives. Engineered Explosives is fine, but it's not, like, great. One more card. I do think I want Force of Will available. Yeah, the Daze was kind of a beating there. If it had not had Daze, I think we were okay, but I don't think I need this card. I was not extremely happy playing it there. Alright, well this hand is virtually unkeepable, so mulligan. Alright, this hand is better, but it needs lands. I'm going to bottom that. Lead planes. Need to hit lands here. This hand is very slow, but if it can hit lands, it should be good. Okay. Well, hopefully no Wasteland here. Wasteland would be like the worst thing ever to see, because then I'm just like totally screwed on blue mana, which would kind of suck. Okay, Ponder. Jesus. Perfects. Yep, that is exactly the perfect card. Well, sometimes they have them. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty miserable to see. Like, when they have the exact answer you don't want them to have exactly in the first 7 cards, well, That really sucks. Alright, smuggler's copter, yep. Nope. That sucks. We're probably going to lose because of that one wasteland. Yeah, we kind of knew it too, but I mean, I don't think you can play scared around it. Alright, well, we're going to try to probably absorb whatever my opponent plays. Just coming off pretty soon. Right now-ish. Okay. Well, that's god-awful. Yup. Opponent wants to discard, I suppose. I suppose we just go for a Jace here. I'm going to get the Underground Sea. Let's look at what's on top of their deck. Yep, I don't want you to have that. Go ahead. And I can activate the Smuggler's Copter now. Okay, this thing, Coppola. Okay. Treachery gets pitched. Now the chances they have a counterspell are very, very high. Just get an island here, I think. Let's draw some cards. Let's try a Timely. Let's dispel this. The Copter is not a merfolk at a minimum. Okay. 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 See, they discard. I probably shouldn't have let them discard here, but I kind of want to see if I can trap them. And if they counter this, I think I'm okay with that. Alright, they're going to daze it. Yep, that probably would have happened regardless. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can entreat some angels. Another counter. Yeah, of course. Alright. Well, we know we're getting next turn. I think we just take 9 here. Yep. This should be a cryptic command, probably. Yep. Okay, well, they can untap stuff now. Yep. Are we just dead here? I haven't done the math. Probably. Probably just dead. Down to 2. Okay, so we need to hit a miracle draw here. Oh, a merchant scroll. Well, what can that do for me? This can't bounce anything, right? Return target creature. Never spell target. Okay, 2 more to cast. Well, that's not going to be good. I have to pay like a bazillion to do that. So let's see what we can do with this. We're going to have to try to like opt, right? Or brainstorm. Opt is actually slightly better. So we have to do it once they activate all their crap. Put a card on top. Wait for them to attack. Let's opt here. Nope, we're just dead. Yeah, let's see what was next. Nope, it was not coming up. Good game, buddy. And that is that. kind of a tougher matchup. I mean, like the problem with the blue Merfolk deck is it's very good against our style of deck. What it's garbage against is the attack decks. Like the aggro decks, aggro control is garbage against. So I think you have to you got to be careful with it because wait a second, what did this just do? I should have just put a result in for this. Should have been his lead 2-0. Okay, there we go. And let's check out some other games, see what everyone else is up to. Okay, the white weenie deck again appears to be very heavily losing this one. Yeah, all he's got to do is plus up one of his things, and then my assumption is Bandit's going to have to kill it if he has a removal spell. If he does not, well, he just attack with everything. Yeah, this is going to be 4 in the, or 5 in the air. Air elemental, or I'm sorry, fire elemental with flying. Yeah. Well, we're still casting things for some odd reason or another. I guess the fair point is that Bandit Keith is still playing, so I guess you can cast whatever you like. Let's see what's going on here. Alrighty. Well, Trinisphere in this deck. Interesting. Well, Jackie Puppet's deck looks, or Jackie the Puppet's deck looks interesting. So it's Reanimator. Oh, and Tomb. Yikes. Reanimator versus Mono Artifacts deck. Quick pause, guys. I'm going to use the restroom again, and we'll be right back. Alright, guys, we're back. What does this card do? Oh, it draws cards. Highest converted mana cost, or tied for the highest converted mana cost card. Okay. Well, Inferno Titan is going to close the game out quick. This thing ultimates at 10, right? Inferno Titan can definitely end a game quickly. That's for sure. So we'll see. We'll see if Jackie is able to string something together to get rid of it. Because I think it will be relatively tough if he does not. Alright, well, he's using this to dig. I would think he'd just be better off utilizing the Search for his Kanto to dig. Maybe he needs exact. Well, I guess he'd still have 5 mana if he had done that. No, he'd be 1 short, he'd be at 4. So if he has, like, Treachery or something, he could do that. Alright, we're searching for his Kanto right now. I guess we're already at his Kanto. What are we finding? He ditched 2 lands, so evidently his hand's kind of bad. Counterspell? Well, Counterspell's not really doing a whole lot here. Tolarian Academy, that's making what? 1 mana? Probably just Alpha Strikes into Jackie himself and forces the block off the Padim, which cuts him down on cards. Got 4 cards in hand. Hard telling if he has like counter spells in his deck. Some of the Reanimator decks are more controlling, some are less so. Well, it's a must block. Oops. Oops, what? Oh, he didn't block. Okay, well, Doc Pringles wins the match. Jackie is taken out. Let's see what these two are up to. Okay, well, this game looks quite over. Is that White Weenie versus... This is Golden Lion White Weenie versus a Massacre... a Massacre deck? Well... Not going to be very good there. Oh, okay, well, that's a Planeswalker. Unless he counters it. If he has the counter spell, or he has evasive action, that will be enough, especially with him on 0 mana. If he got stuck on 1 land, Bandit did, that is, then the game's going to end, because his opponent is up to 5 mana right now with the Lotus Cobra there, which means Planeswalker plus creature will likely happen. Lotus Cobra is a spooky card in that deck specifically because I built the 4-color blood deck, and if you have it on turn 2 and have a fetch land on turn 3, generally speaking, it's a 4-mana planeswalker, maybe 1-mana interaction spell, or like 2 and 3-mana creature all in one turn. Or if you're lucky enough to have a 3-mana planeswalker, you play a 3-mana planeswalker plus a 2-mana creature, which the 2-mana creatures are pretty solid in this deck. They're generally like 3/3 bodies, or they're good attackers generally. They're a little bigger than white weenie creatures, but green creatures tend to be. Alright, this deck reminds me very much so of like a weird variant of like a commander deck. It's going to win here, I think, because there's just so many cards. Yeah, I mean, he's going up 2 cards every turn. I guess he's going down a card every turn, but his opponent is 2. So, I don't think Goldland has a way to draw out of that. Alright, yep, there's a 4-mana planeswalker with 1 mana remaining. It draws a card, well, tries to draw a card, or exiles the top one. It's a land, does 2 damage. If Chandra ever gets the opportunity to ultimate, the game will also probably just end. I mean, I think if I were in the white weenie player's shoes now, I mean, I don't think you can keep a 1-lander against this deck. I think you need to keep a hand that will develop well. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you don't keep a hand that will develop well, I guess it depends on what he mulligan to as well. You should go up and take a look at that. He kept his hand, so that's on him. I don't think the hand was likely keepable. I mean, there may have been some high upside cards, but you really need your hand to develop. Alright, this is what we're telling. Alright, Eternal Witness, guess getting back land, makes sense. Develop the board. There's possibly some credence to making mana with Chandra there, but if he has nothing else to cast, I guess he has nothing else to cast, because he could have used one of the red mana to cast this thing, and then left open white-black plus whatever fetch land he got, and an additional red mana, so he could have cast 2 3-drop spells, essentially, as opposed to this way he's only going to do 2 damage to his opponent, and then be able to cast another 2-mana spell, which I suppose is still okay. I guess at the same time you also get the Lotus Cobra mana here, so I mean it's pretty good. I mean you're gonna have 3 mana to cast whatever else you want, but could have gone 3 plus 5 mana off of Chandra, which is probably slightly stronger. I guess he can still do that if he doesn't need to do it beforehand. Alright, well I guess he wasn't casting anything with the mana he got off the new Badlands anyways, which in that case I think I like saving the fetch land effect unless he's very mana flooded. So what we could possibly assess is that his hand is very flooded right now with mana. He'll likely make a 2/2. I don't think there's much point in killing the Doom Traveler. Well, the Doom Traveler probably needs to be on blocking duty at this point. I don't think it's going to do much attacking. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be shocked if Suck Knowledge just allows it to continue to come through. Alrighty. Yeah, dude, you should have mulled though. Like yeah, maybe you're running bad, but I mean, you should have mulliganed a hand that had 1 land in it. If it only had 1/1 drop, that's the thing. I mean, like if you only have 1/1 drop in white weenie, I mean, it doesn't matter your deck's efficient if you can't cast your spells. Like it's not a good enough hand, right? Like generally speaking, the rule of thumb is like if you can keep a 1-lander in this format if you have like 2 to 3 cantrips, or if you have like 2 to 3 1-drops in an aggro deck that are all pretty good. Trying to keep a 1-lander with just one mana dude is just going to lose you games. Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes it's bad, we run bad, but I mean, like, you have to make proper mulligan decisions. Like, if you don't make the proper decision, like, you can't. If you don't make the proper decision, like, if you make the proper decision, like, you'll get unlucky less often. Because you'll still be making the right decision. But if you don't make the right decision and you get unlucky, like, that's, that's what happens, right? Like, that just helps your luck, seem worse. Because, I mean, like, yeah, sure, people sometimes get lucky, but, for the most part, you have to tie it back to your own decisions. Otherwise, what's the point? Well, this is like a beatdown. If I'm Bandit Keith, or if I'm Suck Knowledge, I probably just turn them all sideways. You could fight the Soldier of the Pantheon here. I wouldn't. I guess you could. I mean, it's not a bad decision. Attack with both already. Well, assumption is he's probably going to get a 1-1 flyer now, and yeah, trade both. You probably just concede here, though. I mean, if I'm Bandit Keith, I just concede, more than likely. This game is still somehow going on. There's a 3-3 land. How did he get a 3-3 land? How did this happen? Oh, it's immutable. I'm sorry. I thought it was a Mazavith for a second. I was like, what the hell? How does he have a Mazavith attacking? All right, makes sense. So, I mean, some people are just very steadfast players. I appreciate their endurance for the game, but just pack it in, man. Like, this game's over. Like, you can't win this. Not possible, I don't think. This is the same thing. Like, you can't win this game either. Deathrite Shaman's just fine. Doesn't really matter what you hit here. Like, just anything is good. Cast it post-combat, which is very bizarre to me. I think I would have cast it pre-combat. I mean, I guess maybe he didn't want to... I guess, yeah, fair. He didn't want to trade it, but if he had a removal spell, like, he could have just killed the silly thing, the 2-1, and attacked with it anyway. So I think, like, casting it pre-combat's still correct there, even if you don't opt to attack with it, because he has the protection from Multicolor Soldier of the Pantheon to block it. So, yeah. Alright, well, this is 6 a turn right now. 7 a turn. Actually, this is a 2-turn clock because he has Chandra. Chandra should be doming. And if Chandra ultimates, yeah. Get his ultimate Chandra and cast a spell next turn. That's going to be enough. All 2 spells, I suppose. Okay, the Luxo Smiter. Alright, you pack it in here, man. Like, you can get complete here. This game is over. The one thing that I don't care about for these kind of plays is that when players play these kind of games out, they're kind of just holding everyone else up who's already finished their games. You know, just a recommendation. Like, if you know you're losing, like, White Weenie's not winning this game. Like, there's no way. I guess he has about 7, but there's a Mazavith in play. There's like a bazillion friggin' things. Yeah, I don't think it's winnable from here. And who has the Monarchy? I guess it's never resolved. Alright, well, Sognalis wins this one. Did Sognalis lose his first game? I have to check. Nope, he beat Goldenlin. And then... And then he won that game. And Rob beat up on me. So we're probably going to be playing Goldenlin here. Maybe Jackie. Alrighty. Get an emblem. And start exiling all of the permanents, I suppose. I mean, he's kind of dragging this out. I don't blame him because his opponent's making him play it out, but to exile all these permanents is kind of silly. It's just like, alright. Get a Zur back. Zur the Enchanter. Alright, getting the last card out of the hand is a Path to Exile, and then just let's attack. Let's call this good. Alright, we're not going to call this good, I guess. I'm going to drag it out. This is some slow rollage. Alrighty, well, it looks like the game has ended finally. And let's jump on here. Alright, so Doc Pringles won this one. Sognalis, yep, won this one. I don't know what their record was, so I'm going to wait for them to put it in. Alright, round 3 should be up. Oh, let's go. And it looks like we are facing Bandit Keith. oddly enough, so Bandit Keith, how has he done so far? He lost to Doc Pringles. And he lost to Sock and Ellis. Alrighty, so, well, White Weenie matchup again. This should be relatively easy. Obviously, I'd rather play a different matchup, but what can you do? Alrighty, are we up? Yeah, you get to play me next, man. You do have to play to get the door prize, and that's how it works. Like if you drop, you're not in the running for the door prize. So it forces folks to play, and hell, I'd rather play. I pulled a bad matchup in round 2. It happens, Yeah. So we shall see. Generally, aggro control and like red deck wins, like hyper aggro, are going to be pretty tough for the deck I'm playing. Most of the things that are a little slower, it's not too bad a deck to be playing. Well, yeah, that's what I'm playing today. I wonder how Jackie will stack up against this. Let's see where the game's at. Okay. Alright, Clasm happened. And a Metallic Mimic died. Okay. I suppose that makes sense, because, I mean, if he does get a Merfolk down, it would just be generally bigger than Clasm at that point. Okay. Mistcaller. Mistcaller's the little dude, right? The 1/1 that stops Reanimator decks. Yep. Well, if he has a Lord, then I guess this could obviously get pretty bad for Jackie the Puppet here. Wouldn't be shocked if he just exiles that thing to draw a card to find like another Wrath effect. Obviously, as Rob's board develops, it becomes more and more spooky because he has numerous Lord effects or Anthem effects on creature cards. Alright, Karn. That could make a dude. Makes a 3/3 here? Yeah, 3/3 is not bad. Yep, there's the Sovereign. So like, yeah, it's generally pretty apparent that they have it, and he'll just attack with the Silver Gil Adept and probably get blocked by a Construct here. And his opponent will probably just draw a card. How does this thing work? Can't be blocked this turn. Yep, blocks. Probably just draw a card. So he makes this thing unblockable. Well then, yeah, you kind of get how that goes. Alright, swords, 2 plowshares. Alright, ML Berlin appears to be doing significantly better here. Well, does he have Rebuff the Wicked? It sounds like our game has begun. No, I guess not. And again with the Flyers, put them down to 12, I assume. Any Anthem effect would definitely up this clock. I mean, any Anthem, I think, puts him on a 2-turn clock. Yeah. Alright, so Snapcaster... I don't think it was Clasm. Oh, Sky Diamond and Snapcaster. Alright, so Sky Diamond went to hand. And he killed the other thing. Alright, looks like our match is underway, guys, so we're going to go ahead and close this down and see what we can do. This looks like an agreeable hand. I'm going to keep this, especially on the play. Probably just play on a Seachrome Coast first. And if we get Wasteland or something like that, I think I'm okay. Maybe I just Portent the first turn as opposed to pondering. I don't have mass removal in this hand. Model could find Merchant Scroll, which could find Mystical, which could find Enlightened, which could find Moat, which was kind of like another one land opener. But when I mulled before, I got 0 lander, so I'm just gonna Rage Keep. Alright. Alright, well. Go ahead and... I could have done that to them. Alright, so what we're going to do is this. I wouldn't do that, though. That's information I should not have. And, like, 99% of the time, unless they've mulliganed to, like, 4, I'm not going to do that to them on the turn 1 play with Portent. No, I bet you... It happens, man. It just happens. Well, you know, what can you do, man? Sometimes it happens. Okay. Little fella. I think I'm going to do this because I kind of do want that Cryptic Command, I think. And there may be something we don't want. We want to fetch to get rid of it. Well, this is all very, very good. The other thing is like, this deck that I'm playing actually kind of wants white. We need to hit their marks on lands so that they can play out their whole hand, and then I can just destroy their whole hand with, like, Supreme Verdict. So, like, one of the things that Bandit's not thinking of is that when he's mana screwed, if he has a couple 1-drops, you know, but he has, like, other cards he can cast in hand. I don't think I'm going to be casting many Miracles this game. Probably should have set it up so that, maybe not. Okay, this is a Porcelain Legionnaire. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Banalish Marshal. Yeah. Probably just get a moat here. I don't mind taking a hit from a Banalish Marshal. Okay. Oh, maybe we don't Wrath. Maybe we just, okay. Just gonna take the hit here. I don't think I want to fetch. Can't do anything to stop anything, so if he has a way to kill this moat, then it dies. Okay, well, he found land here. It looks like he had some fetch lands, too. Does he have a flyer? Okay, well, that's really bad, actually. This is probably worse for him, though. Alright. The question there was, do we just muddle to search for his Kanta? Yes, I could stop this with a Wrath effect, but I think I want to just get deeper in the deck. And to go. Alrighty. No, actually, I want to keep that. I am going to transform this. I do have an answer to this card, and I'm kind of hoping that they don't have an additional ground pounder, so what I'd like to do is just use search here. Search is kind of funny. Like, all you ever want to draw with search is, like, land cards, and, like, nothing else. If they cast, like, a card I can counter here, I'm just going to counter this and draw 2. Seems better than just the other option. So counter, draw. Should put me into more lands, which is generally going to be good. Alright. Yep, Glory Bound. Cool. Well, it may be that we have to Wrath here, which I'm probably going to, so just a Wrath. That card's fine. I think I have time to find an answer to that. It's 2 turns. Gideon Shura seems the best there. He can win and deal with that thing. The chances that my opponent has removal are pretty high. I think they would have played their best threat, or played a threat that ended the game in 2 turns if they, or 1 turn if they could. Okay, more landage. That is going to get countered. So I kind of want Gideon. I'm gonna bottom that. I guess it does cycle itself, but I should not F6. Turn off auto yields. Turn off auto yields. Come on, Moto. Alright, get turned around. I guess I could have let it attack it if I really want to kill it. Okay, well, that card should be pretty good. Alright, you're attacking me next turn. Actually, let's just stop using 2 islands and use the worthless lands here. Not this one. This one. Okay, we didn't find a way to draw cards, so I'm just going to pick up a Logic Knot, and next turn we're going to have Entreat the Angels and probably win. Deck actually has a harder time answering one creature than it does many, many creatures. That's kind of one of the secrets about it. If you want to beat it, like the best way to do it is to actually not flood the board. Yeah, it has to attack. But it also has trick cards like, you know, Maze of Ith that can deal with one creature and also force you to flood the board with creature cards. Okie doke. Yep, there's the miracle. Alright, so this Disenchant I think is fine. Timely is fine. Comeuppance is fine. What do I like a little bit less in this matchup? Well, like I said, Condescend I'm not a huge fan of. Dismiss I'm not really a huge fan of. Teferi's kind of slow. This card is slow. And what's our last cut? Force is kind of like, I don't know if I really want Force in the deck. Force of Willing, like a 1-mana card, is kind of bad. Alright, so I really wanted to play Chromium today, but I didn't play any slow decks. I played like aggro control and 2 aggro decks. It's unfortunate. Maybe I should just bring Chromium in just for fun. Like, that's too crazy. Probably. I mean, like, fuck it. Sorry for the language, guys. I'm bringing Chromium in. I'm going to take out the Elspeth and put in the Chromium, just because I want to play it today. I don't care if I lose because of it, whatever. Like, yeah, it's a 7-drop. Yeah, Elspeth's a lot better against White Weenie than Chromium is, but you know what? I'm going to bring it in because I haven't got to play it yet, and like I really want to, even though this isn't the matchup for it. Like, I got to have some fun every once in a while, you know? So, I think we have this matchup pretty well locked up anyway, so it doesn't really matter how we win. We could win with a, we could win with a wooden shoe if we wanted to. Because, I mean, really, it's going to be getting to the point at which, like, we can't lose, and then we can just play Chromium and say, alright, I'm going to win with Chromium. I'd laugh if I had the card in my hand. This hand's kind of jank. Part of me really wants to try it. We're on the draw for this. The hand really wants... I am going to keep this, shockingly enough. I think it's worth doing on the draw. It's a very close hand. Because if it finds black mana, it just goes off. Like, it just wrecks my opponent. Well, that also helps. Now if we just find any land, we should do pretty good. Yeah, 6. I don't have a Swords to Plowshares or Path to Exile here. Okay, Council's a Lieutenant. That card, I think, is also one that I recommended that he put in his deck. As much as I'd like to play that here, I think what I want to do is this. Actually, let's undo. We're going to put 2 blue into our pool because the chance of drawing a single blue card are higher than... Alright, well, you're going right to the bottom. I think you're going right to the bottom. Actually... Bottom. Alright, well, not quite what we want to hit, but... Sometimes you don't always hit what you want to hit. If we hit a land next turn, we can actually cast Snapcaster during our main. Alright, Soltari Champ, yep. Well, all these guys are going to get big. Yep. No Planeswalker would be nice. Okay, Sundering Growth. That gets rid of that. Okay, this dude. So everything's going to be huge. Well, if we hit a land, we should be able to get out of this. Alright, moat. And hopefully they don't have another answer to this. If they have, like, their Council's Judgment, well, we probably lose the game. Council's Judgment, that's a win. Nope. Just gonna find, like, I think a mana drain here, like a counter spell, just to protect this moat. And we have Snapcaster to recast it if we need to. Also have Mystical Teachings, which can get a Swords to Plowshares if we need it. Note, Chromium is no longer second to last card in the bottom of our deck, so we possibly could draw that and try to win with it. Over the moat, no, nonetheless. Yep, that's fine. I don't care how much life they gain, I just don't want to lose life. So actually, this being the case, so we metaed perfectly around Suture Priest. Yeah, we sideboarded perfectly with Chromium. Totally the right card here, right? I'm going to rationalize it all day. Totally wrong. Don't take my words for truth. But I'm still glad we did it. I hope we draw it next. I would love to resolve that thing. I've only gotten to resolve one Elder Dragon in 100 cards so far, and it was pretty sweet. Play this A Gentleman out. And probably just dig for cards. My assumption is we get Brainstorm plus land, not Jace. Do I even need Jace here? Probably not. He is nice. He does get a DT. Yeah, I'll take the 2 pile. I can already Snapcaster plus DT if I want to. Actually, I could do that to get Chromium. Like, it's totally not right to do that, but I mean, like, what I should be trying to do is set up a Mystical Teachings into Mystical Tutor into Entreat the Angels. Oh, actually, what we can do is this. He probably has critter removal. You know what? I think that's okay. That's fine, because we could just detention sphere that. Or use that on it, whatever. We'll do this for now. Yeah, we can mystical teachings for the old Chromium. Yup. I hope you'll see. It's totally worse than just going for the kill. But I'm kind of playing with my food here, but I kind of want to win with Chromium. Alright. Well, what are we going to do? Nothing? Chromium the Mutable. Comeuppance is pretty disgusting. Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true, man. I was kind of hoping to hit a land there so I could leave up a 2-mana counterspell, but hey, whatevs. Totally wrong to play Chromium. I should have just gone for the combo and just won, but hey, like, Chromium's sick. Where it's really actually good is in the control mirrors, can't be countered, and it's just a flash big thing. Lets you play around a lot of the Wrath effects in the format. So in the mirror, it's actually pretty good. I think I'm going to take the 2 pile. I guess that does put me at 8. I'll cast a Brainstorm and look for a land here. If I don't find it, I guess I'm still discarding, but it's worth looking, I think. Alright, well, we don't find it. Discard Snare. Alright, well, it looks like we are going to eat a mana drain here. No, all of them are reprints. I'll drain you. Alrighty. Well, the unfortunate thing is, we can very easily cast Chromium here. that's not an unfortunate thing. So, yep, I lose a life. Doesn't say if it changes colors, it becomes a human with base art, so it keeps its colors, so it's still white technically. This should flip this turn. If it's a land, I may keep it. No. Yep. I'm going to transform it though. I think we can get rid of this gentleman here and just find some cards. And actually, I'll just keep the 2 islands. I actually want lands right now with Sphinx's Rev and Search for Iskanta and Chromium. You know, Chromium's a dumb way to win. Correct, yeah. No, I could have won a different way. I wanted to win with the dragon. Not trying to completely roll you, but I am a little bit. I'm sorry. Alright, your go at it. I'm at 8, so I mean, if they can break up the moat, then that would be bad. Yeah, you need to be tuned for Reanimator. You definitely want some hate cards against Reanimator. It's a tougher matchup otherwise. Well, question is, do I tap out here? don't think I do. I think I go for a rev and leave up availability of Snapcaster plus Drain. Okay, that was a good set of pulls. Get in there with the dragon. And we'll get rid of here. Probably at least one land. And probably the Disenchant of all things, yeah. Disenchant's probably the weakest card. Well, I guess we could have blown the token up with this. Get to gain a life here, which is not irrelevant. I think it's going to be fairly tough for them to deal with the Chromium, the Moat. Tension Sphere is actually something they can legitimately take care of. It will be a problem, because 8.5 tails will allow this Smuggler's Copter to get through. Nope, that doesn't quite work out the way you think. This only targets his own stuff, so it can't kill, like, I guess it can target other things, but it can't actually give them protection. Alright, yep. Chromium is now purely white. Another question becomes, should I just cast Council's Judgment to get rid of the 8.5 tails? It actually is not bad against Virtue's Ruin. No, I don't think it's from 6th edition. I think it's like Odyssey blocks. I have to look it up, man. I don't remember. It's definitely not a core set card. Certainly not that. Yep, that's fine. Could just cast Mystical Teachings here, too, in response to anything I really need to get. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's just counter this and draw some cards. Is this 6 mana or 7 mana? I can cast that too, I suppose. I don't need to yet, though. Just do this. I mean, Mystical Tutor is the card I should take to win me the game faster, but it's the same rate, I think. And we'll go ahead and just look. I think we'll just discard a Pierce here. Okay, it's becoming white again. Alright. I'll always yield to this. If you want to make my Chromium really, really white. Okay. I just got to cast a lot of creatures to get out of this one. You know, I think it's still worth doing this. I don't think he probably has removal, and if he does, we can still win this game if he does. Alright, Treasure Cruise. Alright, this is kind of just getting to a point of silliness now. We're at a bazillion cards, approximately. They're all pretty good cards. Alright, we get the Chromium kill. The Chromium kill has been achieved. Yep. Definitely didn't have to. Dude's really white. Whitewashed, one would say. Yeah. A big old beatdown dragon. Chromium was kind of cool. I mean, it's not even remotely a strictly better win con in this matchup at all. I don't know if it's per se better against other Miracles decks. I mean, it's slightly better, probably because it can't be countered, but it can get Wrathed, obviously. The fact that it can't be targeted against like another control deck, like white control deck, probably isn't that big of a deal because I mean they have cards like Virtue's Ruin and like Comeuppance and just Wrath effects. So, anyways, I mean that was I think that's the end of our tournament experience, but we get to check out a couple other games and see how they're going here. So we won this one pretty handily. So let's go ahead and update this. Oh, we have to log back in. So we went 2-1 today. Just got done with a big move to Florida, so I just got done moving all my stuff. It's been kind of a hectic week, so unfortunately I didn't bring a... Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. I just made a mistake. I'm going to update the match listing with these guys in there, and I'm going to remove this one, because I don't know how they did. I just put in the wrong results for the wrong team. The wrong pair of folks playing. So... Golden had the bye. And how is ML doing here? Alright, looks like he's doing something. Got a threat down, but he's stuck on mana. And he removed what? Oh, he Inquisitioned away his Swords to Plowshare. So it means he probably has a Jace. If he has the little Jace, then that could be game over. Okay, Bob. Well, Bob is problematic. Mostly because ML's stuck on lands. Now, if ML plays a land this turn, I think the game can start going his way. He attacks. My assumption is Aruki probably takes. At least for now. Does he have another threat to play? He doesn't have another threat to play. Alright, he finds a Brainstorm, which is going to allow him to set up the Bob a lot better, which is good for him. Probably looking for a landage here, would be my guess. Well, have they played yet? Okay, well, there's another creature. He found a death mark, though. He's able to remove the Kithian here. Okay, Collective Brutality is what's cast here, killing the Inoffenza, the Kintree Spirit, and gaining some life, discarding a Palace Jailer. Okay. I don't know if racing with Bob is quite the way to go that I would normally go. I guess he was able to gain some incremental life there after losing a bunch. So, what does ML have? I assume he can cast 1 to 2 spells here. Okay, just this thing. It's a 1/1 for 2. Not really that enticing. Yeah, I saw that they hadn't nice started yet, which is fine, I think, but I think they were the 2-point leads, too, so yeah, Rob beat up on us, and, well, is Jackie 2-0? No, we lost to Doc Pringles. So we may have finals, actually. Let me go back and look at it. Sorry, guys, I have to check this out. So Rob should be 2-0 going into this. Jackie, has he lost anything? Jackie lost to Dr. Pringles. Jackie won against C4R1S. Doc Pringles had victory, and is now playing Sakanalis. Sakanalis had victory. So if Rob Zadar beats Jackie the Puppet, then we will have a finals round. Alright, does he ever move for the knight? No. But his mana is developing quite well. Alright, Leovold, Emissary of Triest. Well, we'll see here. I mean, he could kill himself with Dark Confidant. Like, any of these creatures hitting him is going to be really bad for him, my assumption would be. Okay, Scavenging Ooze, but he cannot utilize it, so it's just a 2/2. Alright, well, that's a lot of mana for the White Weenie player. They can generally 2-spell by that point, always watching. The Knight of the Reliquary can become always huge at this point, though, unless he can play a 1-drop human out, or if he has, like, a Spell Snare, or Spell Pierce, rather. To stop this, he can stop it, but if he has one more human, he could attack with Thalia's Lieutenant and trade with the Knight of the Reliquary. I think he'd probably just hang back, though. Yeah, you just hang back here, because, I mean, the biggest he can make this ooze is to a 3/3, and he can only activate it once each turn. This is probably going to get... I doubt he gets a fetch land here. The one risk with thinning your deck is that your chances of hitting actual literal spells with Bob becomes a lot higher, and like he was playing a lot of Planeswalkers, so like there are certain cards that could just mean death here very fast. Alright, so that actually hit well for him. It got an Urborg. But he has a Bayou as well. And now he can make this thing into a 5/5 if he likes. Okay. I think this is a pretty easy block here. What is he? Why is he attacking here? There's no reason to attack here. This makes no sense. Just block with the Thalia's Lieutenant and trade. Why are you not... Oh, okay. You just definitely block here. Like, there's no reason that he should be attacked here. Okay, he's gonna find mana and make it a 4/4, but then he can protect it with Dauntless Cathar. Yeah, I don't like this attack. I mean, like, yeah, he can pump it once and make the knight a little bit bigger. But if the knight, I guess the knight can't be targeted right now, so he has to get rid of the angel. Okay, so he goes up a little bit in life. Alright, it is now indestructible, and it eats the ooze. Oh, he's got to play multiple cards in a turn this time. It's kind of where the game is at. It looks like he does not have multiple cards. Alright, so Council's Judgment will get rid of what? Probably the voice. I mean, it could be the knight too. But then he's going to start pumping his stuff up. Each creature you control, yeah, that means it's going to make all these attackers then. Alright, Flooded Grove. Not a bad hit off of Bob. Definitely wants to be hitting lands off Bob at this point in the game. If ML gets any hit in, I think there's a very good chance he can just win this game against a rookie, but I don't. We're going to see, you know. I don't know where they're at in the game or if they've restarted yet. Not restarted, but if they've gone to game 3 or game 2. Alright, so takes a hit. He could pump this to a 4. He does not, interestingly, so I guess he's going to leave up interaction or pump for his team. He's got enough now to block with all of these things. If he pumps, this will be 3-1. That should be enough. Alright, Sword of Fire and Ice. I mean, that's not really doing much here. So if he pumps twice with these, is a counterspell? I think I'm fine with that. Like, that means he's not pumping his team and is kind of slowing down his kill. Now, if he plays any creature card, he could start attacking. Could even attack here if he wanted to. Alright, Path to Exile. Gets rid of this thing. Puts him up a land. Thins his deck. I'm wondering if ML is even going to attack here, if he just lets his clock run out, because his clock's very low. And he can hold back the ground team now. Alright, he wants Bob to do work for him. Makes sense. Alright, Hallowed Fountain. Yep. Alright, Knight's Whisper, doing a little more damage to himself. Okay, that's an unblockable threat. Alright, Diabolic Edict is going to kill this thing off, do 2. Does he have another threat here? Alright, Leovold, Emissary of Trist. So now he needs to present a blocker or else he can die in a turn. Yeah, he dies next turn if he doesn't present a blocker. Ideally one that can block Leovold successfully. Probably wants to have 2 at a minimum. Alright, well that doesn't do anything. Alright. Well, if he just activates the Creeping Tar Pit, he will probably not run out of time. He'll just attack for the win. It's 7 even. I guess it's possible that ML could have like another Path to Exile effect at 1 mana, like Swords to Plowshares. I already played it, so he doesn't really have anything. Alright, well this is interesting. His opponent could have activated the mana land, but I think wants to try to play around it. Okay, well I'm down to 2. If he has a flash creature, he could block here. That would be a blowout, probably. Oh, just good games. Alrighty. Yeah, it was fairly close. I think if he'd taken some Bob hits earlier, probably would have been in more trouble. ML really didn't have a threat-heavy hand, though, so it's hard telling. Now, what I'm curious on is where are my last 2 opponents, or last 2 players playing? So this game is over. Okay, so Bob won that one, or Robert won that one. So let's update the match listing, and we should be having finals now because Rob is undefeated. Alright, so I'm going to go to event settings and claim finals. Final structure 1, single limb. Update event info, yep, and we're going to be in finals here relatively soon, so let's go back to match listing. I don't know what their final results were, so we'll ask real quick. Alright, ML 2-1, or ML lost 2-1, so rookie 2-1, update match listing, and we should be on to the finals. Alrighty, and we're going to cut a quick pause, guys. I'm going to use the restroom. We'll be right back for the finals. Alright, guys, we're underway. It looks like there was a quick hapless researcher into Angel of Despair reanimate. Now we'll get spell pierced, or will the game kind of end? Alright, looks like something's going to happen to it, so this is not going to go uncontested. Alright, we're going to get dazed here. But that does set Rob Zadar back by a turn here, so If his opponent has a 3-mana way to do the same thing, then the game's probably going to go that way again. Alright, now if he gets to go to 2 lands, I think he's pretty well set up. It really had to be that next turn. Rob's going to have some pretty solid tools against his opponent, Doc Pringles, here. I think... Alright, he's going to cast a Mistcaller. Well, that's actually a very powerful main deck answer to Reanimation. Brand new card. And quite powerful. Now, if he kills it on end step... Alright, he's going to cycle land. As I say, if he kills it on end step and then untaps and does whatever he wants to do, then it's going to be pretty bad for poor Rob here. But I don't know how all-in he is. It looks like it's pretty all-in. Hapless Researcher tends to be a pretty all-in card. Alright, Buried Alive. That actually is an issue with Buried Alive, especially if you're using cards like Shallow Grave or Goryo's Vengeance. It's not really common that Buried Alive's played in competitive decks in 60-card singleton formats because you have Entomb, and if you have Entomb, it's just strictly better than Buried Alive because it's so much more efficient, and it's also instant speed. But in 100-card, it's actually quite a bit more relevant. Stand by that one, guys. I'm going to go on a quick pause. Alright, guys, I am back. Alright, there's a Rashad Report, which... I think he wants to develop his own mana. Post Days, I think you need to get your own mana developed. With Magister of Worth, Iona, and Elesh Norn. Iona and Elesh Norn are going to be a problem. Magister of Worth, probably also... actually, these are all problem cards. But his opponent is down to 3 cards. Well, that kind of belies that he does not also have a counterspell that is castable right now, which is probably bad for him. I assume the Wooded Foothills can get a Badlands here if he needs to. Alright, Smuggler's a Copter. Good card there. Now what Rob really needs to do is get a clock down on his opponent. Okay, 2 fetch lands. Okay, crewing the Smuggler's Copter to kind of filter through his draw. This is probably going to allow him to pull ahead. If he gets 2 turns of Smuggler's Copter looting, it's basically like drawing 2 cards a turn. I mean, it is drawing 2 cards a turn. You're just not keeping both. He'll be able to get there, I think, because his constriction's either going to be legitimate cards or lands in order to control the game. Alright, there's a Miscloaked Harrier, or Herald, rather. A 1/1 unblockable. Kind of a medium card. Some of the cards he has to play are suboptimals, you know, but he also has a lot of very good ones in there. Miscloaked Herald is kind of weaker. It's the kind of card we would prefer to see on the deck we're playing, because, I mean, it doesn't really do a lot in and of itself. It tends to tron out with their creatures, and, like, you know, the creature trons of Merfolk tend to be scary for decks that have, like, Wrath effects. There's the Badlands. We're pretty sure that Doc Pringles would end up getting here. Is this a Living Death? I think we're going to see a Living Death here, is what he's trying to cast. No, Liliana Death's Majesty. Another one we possibly could have projected. This is going to reanimate something, so it does need to be countered here. Okay, Cryptic Command. That's a beating. And here's where I think the game probably just comes to an end, because Rob has not been playing a lot of lands on turn 7. Already found a land this turn. May have wanted to wait to play it until post-attacking with Smuggler's Copter, unless he has a really important Merfolk he needs to resolve here. Yeah, I was going to say, I think you save the land just in case, because Wasteland may be more relevant. I don't know if he finds it. Maybe Dust Bowl, but probably not as much Dust Bowl. He's just too low on lands right now. Alright, gets rid of a Seafloor Oracle. This is just a card drawer, right? Yeah, not quite what he wants right now. He just wants ways to counter spells at the moment. His opponent's deck is going to be more powerful than his is, but if he's able just to keep his smaller threats, you know, on the board and control the powerful things his opponent does, then he should be able to win. But if Elish Norn or Iona ever hits, well, if Elish Norn hits the board, the game is just going to end. I don't think Iona actually could not technically race the Smuggler's Copter at this point. That card I would have certainly allowed to resolve. Card disadvantage. Alright, so a bunch of like just big dumb things in the graveyard. Alright, strategic planning. I think you allow that to resolve as well. What his opponent ideally has to look for, if he runs counter magic, he's going to need his counter magic in. If he has, you know, like a discard spell, that could also be relevant. Well, if Rob can play a Lord this turn, he can just win the game in a 2-turn clock as opposed to 3-turn. He doesn't need to do it quite yet, but he's getting to a point where he probably wants to do it soon. Probably next turn is when you do it, but depends on what he has available. Alright, so it is a 3-mana Lord. And he'll get him for 5 this turn, put his opponent down to 3. Sea Hunter makes sense. One of the things, if Rob gets some of his higher CMC cards, it's going to be a little tougher for him to win because some of his cards are a little less efficient. He has to run a few more lands because of it. Like Sea Hunter, like is not a high impact card the turn it comes into play. It really takes a couple turns for it to really get going, and it's very mana intensive. You're looking at 7 mana to get 2 power on the board plus whatever else you can get. All right, well this is all going to get removed, but I don't think it's relevant right now. I think you allow this to happen. Yep, you sack this thing obviously, so you can't reanimate something this turn. But then all he's got to really do is play a creature card or 2, and then attack with the Smuggler's Copter, unless his opponent has removal into reanimation spell. With Rob holding nothing in regards to counter magic in hand, then he should win. Could have a Braid too, but I think with him tapped down, he's going to tap him right now. Yeah, makes sense. It stops a Braid. Alright, Tidebinder Mage, yep. Okay, yep, and Rob wins the first round. Quick pause, guys, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back. We have a pretty powerful turn 1 Careful Study. Just going to set up an Elish Norn or an Inkwell Leviathan, which is quite powerful. That is not a bad setup. Now, hopefully for Rob, he can stop whatever reanimation effect is likely to happen on turn 2. If he cannot, I like the chances of this game a lot less for him. He could also bounce the Elish Norn, which would not be bad. If he has, like, I don't know if he has Unsummon in his deck, but he probably has some sort of bounce effects. Obviously, Elish Norn is kind of a no-go for Merfolk. If it hits the board, it's kind of game over for Merfolk. I mean, the Inkwell Leviathan's no joke either. It's just hard as hell to remove, and, yeah. Okay, Lootrail Core. That's something you want to get rid of because you don't want them to see more cards, I don't think. Yep. So he does not have a 2-mana reanimation effect, is kind of how I read that. Now, if he has one, it's interesting to me if he is disciplined and waits, or if he goes for it right here after if he does find it. Doesn't play his land main 1, which makes sense. And can he find a reanimation effect? I think you actually wait to reanimate if you can. Because I think Elish Norn is actually correct. I think he wins more games off Elish Norn, but I'm not positive on that. Alright, so he's got nothing else really going on right now, it looks like. Or at least he's not going to go for it right now. Rob's kind of in the same boat. He's just playing land go, essentially. But the Looter is going to help him pull ahead. Looter is pretty powerful in this deck, obviously. It also gets the newer Jays, the JVP. There's a few other interesting cards. Like the one Eldrazi one's kind of interesting with Skulk. It's obviously not as hard to block as Lootrail Core is. Lootrail Core is pretty tough to block. I guess White Weenie does have some cards that'll block it. Okay, he gets rid of a Drowned Catacomb. Just sculpting away at this hand here. And let's see if he puts it to the bottom. He probably does put it to the bottom if it's not... Yep, one at the bottom. If it's not a reanimation effect, I don't think he wants it, or if it's not interaction. Could see Rob next turn, I think, probably try to resolve his first threat. Alright, okay, he's going to do it here. So he's going to put a 2-2 on the board. That makes sense to me. You know, if he has Negate or something like that, this just makes sense to get a threat on the board so he can start actually clocking back. Unfortunately, Inkwell Infiltrator does not have Shadow. It just has unblockability, or it cannot be blocked, can't block, and cannot be blocked. Okay. So another land. Well, Doc Pringles has sculpted his hand quite well. He's gotten rid of 3 lands, so I assume his hand is very gas-rich at this point. Literal Core is one of those things, like any looter, is kind of one of those things that just, over time, like, the value of it just continues to go up and up and up because you should have filtered your draw suitably well. My question is, in my head, is how much interaction does he actually have in his build? This could be Liliana. I'm going to tap out for her. Yep, Liliana again. Does he have negate? Hardcast Daze. Okay, Mana Leak. Seems good. What Doc Pringles will make up for in quality, he's going to lose in quantity here because he's obviously playing his land drops out. So Lord, yes it is. So get slammed for 3. I gotta remember how this works. Tap on tap blue creature to add this mana to make artifacts. Okay. And target artifact creature becomes blue intelligence. You can make the Ink Moth Nexus or the Blink Moth Nexus a 2/2 for the cost of essentially 3 mana because it's 1 to activate. It taps itself when it attacks and it takes a blue to do that. So he's established his clock at this point, and this is pretty sizable. So this is 2, 5, 6 turn. It's not insignificant. All right, Bizarre Baghdad, but at the same time, Bizarre Baghdad is kind of if he hits here, it's good, and he can try to get something back. But if Rob has a counter, which I kind of assume the way Rob's played this out, he does have another counter. Obviously, there's some power in bluffing as well, but I assume that he does have a counter here. But Doc Pringles is going to go down to 2 cards, so he'd have to have like discard plus. Okay, Buried Alive. I think I'm fine with that. I mean, at this point, the creatures in the graveyard are so good anyways. Who cares? So this is going to happen. It's going to be like, a bunch of other nonsense that he doesn't ever want to draw. But he's down to 1 card. So the next turn he can Bizarre to go back down to 1 card, but see a total of 4 additional with his draw step. I'm sorry, 3 additional with his draw step. None of which, luckily for him, are going to be cards he buries alive, so there should ostensibly be a bunch of bad cards like Sheldred, Magister of Worth, and Gristlebrand that he never will be able to cast out of his deck. Okay, a Curse Catcher, that can limit certain things, but at the end of the day, it's really just more clock. Alright, taps itself, taps that thing. He's going to cast a Sword of Fire and Ice out. No, an Adaptive Automaton. Pretty good. And he cannot activate the Blink Moth Nexus. He's leaving up Cryptic Command mana or numerous counter spells. And take 4 here down to 11. And is he dead next turn? So it's a lot. So it's 2 if he wants to activate the Blink Moth Nexus. 4, 6, 7, 10, 12. Yep, it's enough. So he's representing lethal damage on board. So his opponent has to do something. And it's very likely that Rob has counter magic here. So he would ostensibly have to have like 2 Wrath effects. Like it'd have to be like, or a Wrath plus a counter, or Wrath plus discard. Discard would probably be able to do it. If he could like Thoughtseize him, get rid of the counter spell, unless he has 2 of them, and then Toxic Deluge he could win if he has that card available. Alright, a Dance of the Dead. So he's going to attempt to do this. If it works, he can probably stay in the game, because it will kill the Adaptive Automaton. Which, if that dies, then the Curse Catcher dies, and the Ink Fathom Infiltrator dies. The Grand Arbiter stays alive. Or Grand Architect. Yeah, this is what he had. And it kind of felt pretty. Alright, he has a counter for it. That's good for him. So Swan Songs it. Alright, so now actually I think Doc Pringles does have a very good chance of winning this game. Because with the Lord dying, the Adaptive Automaton, the whole board kind of goes domino effect here. And the Elesh Norn does resolve, or does get back on the battlefield. The cool thing about Dance of the Dead, too, is that he only has to pay the cost 1 time to actually get around it. Actually, he does have an attacker still. So he has a 1/1. Gets rid of an Imperial Archangel. Well, can Rob deal with this? If he can bounce the Elesh Norn, he can possibly get back in the game. Okay, he's going to try to draw. He finds a Trickster. What does Trickster do again? Trickster Okay, well, Trickster is kind of bad for his opponent. But it will also be a 1-1 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but it can trade with the Elishnorn. So Elishnorn really can't attack. He probably did not want to show that card. Because it actually will trade with Elishnorn. It gets in there for a point of damage. Interesting. So he's going to draw 2 and just discard them. Alright, discards 2 lands. I guess that was actually good. Now he can go and untap her, but I don't think he wants to attack with her right now. He probably just wants to leave her back. Alright, going to get Taxian Probe. I don't know if this will go in the revealed zone for us or just for him. Okay, no, it doesn't reveal the hand to us as well. Attacking with Elishnorn would be kind of silly here, I think. Oh, he's going to do it, though. Alright, well, he must have an answer to it. I mean, my assumption is Rob just goes for it here. No, he does not. I wonder if he knows how this works. Because if he resolves the Merfolk Trickster, this becomes a 1-1 and loses all other abilities. So its other abilities do include other creatures you control get +2/+2, Vigilance, the -2/-2 for everything else. So it could actually trade there. This would become a 1-1 when it came onto the board, and this would become a 1-1 as well. Alright, so what does he target? The Elishnorn? Yeah, I really do think that... Actually, he could just win here. Yeah, he just wins here. So let's count this up. This is not going to quite be a 4-4, so this is going to be 6. He's 1 short. Interesting. Yeah, I think he gets further there if he tries to snipe the Elishnorn. Okay, untaps it. Now this thing does need to be blocked. The Elishnorn does need to be blocked. Okay, cycles of Fetid Bulls. I think honestly you had to use the Bazaar there, so it's just more mana efficient than cycling for 2. If you wanted to get something deeper. Obvious block on the Elishnorn. Unless he can deal with it. And his opponent gets to loot, and he's down to 2. So he has to deal with the Elishnorn on this next turn. Mystic Confluence would do it. Ponder into something. Ponder Mystic Confluence and still do it. And if he hits a Mystic Confluence, I think he bounces just both to buy himself even more turns. Obviously, Bazaar can ditch the Elishnorn, and it could get reanimated again, and that would not be great, but... Okay, Bribery. That's probably quite bad. I mean, it just depends on what he finds, but he's probably going to find the Ashen Rider. Ashen Rider would be my guess. Ashen Rider, blow up Elishnorn, like exile her completely, and then get in for 3. I think you just exile the Elishnorn. I mean, we'll see. He could also have an Emrakul or something in there. Alright, this thing just wins the game. Alright, he has Bogart and Hellkite in his deck. So the game is ended. And hey guys, that seems like it's going to be the end of the tournament. I'm going to go ahead and distribute out prizes now. I hope you guys enjoyed the 100-card singleton content. And yeah, if this is a format that you try coming out on a Saturday, and the tournament starts at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can register for it on gatherling.com right here. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut it there, and enjoy, and take care now.